Y'all ready?
Okay. That's show and tell, that's it.
We got unmuted.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go ahead and come to order. Call the meeting to order, the Jackson County Board of Commissioners, today, December 1st, 2020. It is unreal that it is December, but it is. And it feels like December out there today. I think I saw on the news today where there was the term, today is the first day of meteorological winter, which is different from first day of winter on the calendar, I guess. I don't understand that, but today it sure felt like winter today. We had about 2.5 inches of snow at the house, and it's been a cold day. But first item of business is the approval of the agenda, and we do need to make a couple of changes to the agenda, a couple of additions. So I'm proposing that we have item 1A would be fireworks request. Item 1B, meeting schedule. And then item 1C would be the appreciation class. Any other additions? Okay, so I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Next is the approval of the minutes. I have several copies here. The public hearing for the transit grants, November 3rd, the regular meeting on November the 3rd, the reconvened meeting from the recessed meeting on November the 3rd, which was held on the 10th, the work session minutes from the 10th, and then our regular meeting minutes from the 17th, after having had a chance to review these as distributed by the clerk. What's the pleasure of the board?
I move that we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any question or discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Next, under administrative reports, I don't have anything at this moment to report. Commissioner Dietz, anything?
No.
Okay. Commissioner Woody?
I would just like to make a statement, again commending our health department officials in light of the rise in cases and the hard work that they're doing. And I would like to encourage all of our citizens to practice the 3 W's. We all need to wear masks and wait 6 feet apart and wash our hands. The community spread is what's causing these rising cases, and each one of us can take personal responsibility to help prevent that.
Okay. Very good. Commissioner Mount?
Yeah, so related to the TWASA and COVID testing, TWASA has been working with Mathematica on that. Mathematica applied for a grant from the Dogwood Health Trust. Received that, and so there's going to be additional testing done with TWASA, Buncombe County, Waynesville, and Eastern Band, I think, are the entities that will be involved in that. That'll start, I think they're maybe mid-December after the first of the year. So that will be interesting to see what they continue to learn from that process.
Very good.
Yes, and I'd like to thank Commissioner Mao for introducing us to that and taking that lead. That was very helpful and informative.
Is that approved? I've read about it some other places, but is that a proven thing that we'll do what we'd like to do?
I don't know that I can.
What we're doing it's still an experiment.
It's still, I think, new enough that it's probably experimental. I know it's been used places on some college campuses. I remember one of the case studies I heard about from talking to Mathematica. They were, I think, University of Arizona State, testing individual dorms. And they were able to identify somebody in a dorm had it, test all those students within 24 hours, find out who tested, and isolate them, and then basically keep that dorm open. So it's being used places. It is new technology, but that's a question for the experts. Not on that, no.
Well, I do think it's information
Yes.
that
Oh, yes.
adds to
Oh,
the
absolutely
whole
information
picture.
that you can use. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what's helpful.
For sure. Commissioner Luker, do you have any reports for tonight?
Mr. Chairman, thank you, sir. No report.
All right, I'll recognize our county manager, Mr. Adams. Any report for tonight? Okay. Any informal comments? I don't think I see anyone signed up.
He did not have
Okay,
anybody
signed
sign up.
up. Okay. All right, we'll move to the first item of business, which is item 1A. That's fireworks request. A little unusual to be talking about fireworks right now.
Is it for New Year's?
Well, it's
Oh,
what I've handed out to the board. Commissioner Luker, this is last minute, but what I've handed out to the board, I didn't have a chance to put it online. It was an email from Tony Elders, basically stating that the Chamber of Commerce has requested permission to hold a fireworks display on Friday, December 18th of December at approximately 7:30 p.m. from the county fireworks site above downtown Silva. As he states, as always, they do need commissioner approval for the show. It'll be similar to the 4th of July show, how it was conducted. No gathering of people due to COVID restrictions. The show will be for folks to watch from their cars. He does have the inspection staff available to cover it, and the Silva Fire Department will be on hand for fire protection. So the Chamber of Commerce is just looking to have a fireworks holiday show, December 18th, and their Tony Elders is needing permission from the board to approve this fireworks application.
Okay, we've heard the request. What would be the pleasure of the board?
I move we grant the request.
Okay, have a motion to grant the request. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, other questions, discussion? Hearing none then, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Mao,
Yes.
Commissioner Luker,
Yes, ma'am.
Woody.
Yes.
Commissioner Deeds,
Yes.
Chairman McNamee.
Yes, motion carries. Next, item 1B, meeting schedule. I know we've got the swearing in ceremony, the organizational meeting of the new board on December 7th, coming up at 12 noon. But beyond that, we need to determine when the work session is going to be and subsequent meetings following that. Is that correct, Mr. Adams?
Yes, sir.
I'll let you highlight what you need from us.
So just two upcoming meetings that I would just like for the board to approve. It's the organizational meeting at 12 noon to be held at the community room at the old courthouse library facility. And then for Thursday, that week, December 10th, to hold a work session with the board at 1 p.m. We do have a conflict this week for this room. So we have reserved the Heritage Room at the Department on Aging facility in order for this work session meeting to be held. That's as far as I'd like to go at this point. We have had conversations with everybody. We do know that this schedule works for everybody. But in order to get this work session on the schedule, I would need the board to approve it.
Could we push that back to 2 o'clock?
so that's on December 10th, is that correct?
Thursday, December the 10th at 2 p.m. All right. Can I have a motion then to go ahead and announce this schedule change, ratify?
So moved.
Right. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any question or discussion? All right, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Deeds,
Yes.
Commissioner Woody,
Yes.
Commissioner Luker,
Yes, ma'am.
Mao,
Yeah, should we vote on this?
Yes.
Chairman McNamee.
Yes, motion carries.
We had a meeting at some point. Correct?
We normally, have our work session on Tuesday, but
It doesn't matter.
no, because Commissioner Woody will be virtually attending a meeting with the Association of County Commissioners.
Yes. Thank you.
And then at a later time, once we have that work session, we will try to schedule officially time, I guess, of the last business meeting of the month.
But I think that's also the organizational discussion too.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Mr. Chairman, if I may, I'd just like to take a minute or so before we jump into the next section.
Okay.
Just, since this is the last board meeting of this current board, I just want to extend my appreciation out to Commissioner Mao and also out to Commissioner Luker. Basically, just like to say thank you for allowing me to work for you as county manager, and then also just express my appreciation for your service to this board and to the community. So, appreciate you, Commissioner Mao and Commissioner Luker. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, well, that segues into our final business item, which is the appreciation plaques. And I too just want to say, there's an old saying, if you want to get to know somebody, work with them. And I can say with all sincerity that I have thoroughly enjoyed working with Ron Mao and Mickey Luker for the last 4 years. When you work with people, you get to know about their families, you get to know about who they are, how they think, how they work, all the different ins and outs. And I have found them both to be great leaders in our community, who have a great heart for our community, who have strived to work diligently to make sure that this board was always focused on doing what was best for this community and for the people of this county. And I could not ask for any board members to have served in any better way than these two have served. And I really commend y'all for your service and your leadership and the focus that you always had to strive to represent the people in the way that you did. I think you did a great job at doing that. And I consider both of you great friends. And I hope that in the days to come that we can continue to interact with each other and continue our friendship over the years.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Deeds, with any parting comments?
No, I hadn't thought about it. Ron Mao, who is that? I don't know who that is. When he ran, I didn't know who. I just didn't know. I hadn't heard of him. And I've got to know you like the chairman says. But I've been really impressed and thankful for someone that digs deeper than I dig for information. You've been very helpful about I know sometimes you think you didn't do right now. You've taken all the interest. Keeping us up to date on that. And it needs it. I appreciate your friendship. Like usually as a board, when we finally come together as a board, don't matter what's happening, the election or whatever. We're 5 special people, special to ourselves. We're five special people that kind of come together as a team.
Listen,
Mickey, I've known you for a long time, and I know there's some situations come about in the last year or so. It may be difficult for you, but I appreciate you continually be part of this. And I hope you know we continually felt like you was a part, although many times you weren't able to be here. Whatever both of y'all's in the future, I hope any help to either one of you. Thank you.
Per month in those plans. So monitoring all the employees pay
So,
$66.57.
I have really enjoyed getting to know Commissioner Mao I knew his wife from working, we worked together at high school, and I knew his sons.
That's the next one. 56.
I never had the privilege of having them in class. They did not take art. I think they were taking a lot of math and science. But other than that, I did get to participate with them in the institution and the world of those two young men. So not knowing you until we started participating on the board together, I knew you were a very fine person. And the work that you've done here has just really validated that opinion. The way that you have served on the committees and take those so seriously, the TDA and TWASA has been a real example to me, being new on the board, when I came on, to realize that that information that you pass on to us does really help inform us and keep us up on what those committees are doing. So I really appreciated serving with you, Ron, and I will miss you.
Okay. And I'll also say that I know Commissioner Luker and Commissioner Mao both. I'll jump in front of you here. One of the other things I wanted to say was how diligent you guys are about taking notes. I don't know how many notebooks y'all have gone through, but I've sat there and witnessed both of you jot down, and probably some of that stuff you won't never want to read again. But if you do, it's good for insomnia on some nights when you're having a hard time sleeping. So, but both of y'all did great jobs at taking notes and like Commissioner Deep said, you know, diving in there, doing your homework and doing your research and being prepared. And that means a lot for a board to be able to do the job we have to do when you do that. I appreciate that as a chair. Sorry. Other comments? Well, we do have some plaques. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you for all those kind words. That's really. You got one thing I wanted to talk about, and I get asked this a lot as a commissioner, and I can't speak for all of us. I can't speak for elected officials, but I think we probably all heard this before, and I'll try to go slow, Angie, because you're gonna take that. I know there's people in this room who's had family members serve on boards that have talked about what some of the things I want to mention, and I won't go into too long because I've been asked to talk about this before. It's been 30, 40 minutes talking about it, Commissioner Deeds. I know you don't want to sit here that long, but I've had a lot of people ask me, geez, Ron, how do we stay involved as a citizen? What do we do? And, you know, there's been some, and typically what happens, it's when a project comes up and it gets to a certain point where all of a sudden everybody starts getting antsy about it, or the project right now being talked about in Cashiers. And what I always tell people is like, you know, to be involved, and it takes work as a citizen. You gotta come to these small planning board meetings and get your input heard then, because that's when the decisions get made. And then the rules are set and somebody comes in and checks those boxes. And it's very hard at that point in time for people, even though they're concerned about a project, it's very hard at that time for those of us as a board member to make changes and do that, because there is a process. So it takes work. You gotta be involved. I would say this is also coming from somebody who, before I moved here, Rochelle and I would actually watch our city council meetings on TV, believe it or not, so kind of gluttons for punishment. I know Rochelle has a January 6th meeting that's being held up the mountain on her calendar already to watch. That's the kind of stuff it takes, you know. And one thing that I hope comes out of, you know, we've all done this stuff virtually, and I think this is probably happening all over the country, is keep doing this stuff virtually and things like that. I think it gives people the opportunity to go watch a recording of this information and see it. If, hey, what happened to the commissioners? They might hear something, go, I'd be great to go watch that instead of just reading our minutes or reading what the Silver Herald reports or Smoky Mountain News or whatever. So it takes work to be a citizen, so I'll continue to be involved one way or another. It might just be watching meetings on YouTube, but believe me, I'll keep trying to stay informed, because that's just what I've always done. And it has been an honor and pleasure to sit in this chair and serve the citizens of Jackson County. And I will miss a lot of it. There's some of it As I'm sure you can all relate to, I absolutely will not miss.
Yeah. Commissioner Luker.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'll just say that I've enjoyed having the privilege of being able to serve my county for the past 4 years. It's not always a easy task, and you better have some thick skin, and you better let some of the water roll off your back like a duck at times. But also, it has been a very rewarding experience, very getting to know so much information about the county, and you can be born and raised there, and until you get into the government section of it, you really don't know a whole lot of nothing till that point. And it is it's not a job that I think anybody can take lightly, and it's also not a 4 or 5 hour week job either, if you're going to do it right. But I've enjoyed it, and I appreciate the opportunity to be able to serve my county.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And Mr. Chairman, I'll say that you as well, sir, it's been an honor to serve with you as well. And Mr. Coach Deeds there, you just never knew what you was coming into there. I mean, he could, I think he just liked to argue with me to argue at times, just to make him feel better. But no, it's, it does help to have different perspectives and different thoughts. And I think that's what made us unique.
Well, we've known each other a long time, Mickey, and
That's right, sir.
been good friends, and so I appreciate your service.
And I'm glad to say that when we come out of this, that I can still call you a friend. That's the great thing.
Well, we do have these. I'm gonna hold this up so Commissioner Luker can see, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Presented
I
to Mickey
appreciate that.
Luker, Jackson County Commissioner, January 2016 to December 2020. Appreciation for your service to Jackson County. We thank you. This is on behalf.
Thank you, sir.
We'll get to sue you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Likewise, one with the same inscription for Ron Mack.
Thank you. Be nice.
We need a picture for that.
Yes.
Who has a good camera?
Someone use their iPhone, take a picture.
Well, they don't even want me to try. You're better at it.
Mickey, I'll hold your plaque.
You definitely need to have Ron in the paper with it, because it's such a nice plaque. Well, not me. Let me,
Well, no,
let me
why,
get out.
why not? I mean, you're right in the middle. That's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Get all of you.
I'd do that.
When I get all of you, okay, here we go. You ready?
She's having a problem since it's shut down.
All right, now you're in the picture. You going in or out? You getting in or out? Here, I'm gonna get all of you.
Okay, but then, yeah, we're far apart, that's good.
The county is when an underwriter is.
Should we wear masks? After I said those
You
words.
gonna take it to Mac?
Like what?
Using this, Ron.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
Oh, I know, Michelle would not like that.
Any other comments, closing remarks? The press conference, does anybody from the press have a question or comment? Beth, do you have anything? I'll give you a chance to unmute.
No questions.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, yes, I do. Can someone email me that photograph, please?
Yes, we'll be glad to get to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth, for putting that in.
Did I see Holly or?
No,
Carter?
this is the list we send it to. I think only Beth does.
Okay, Beth is on one. That's what I thought. We'll make sure. We do have a need for closed session. I think it's what, an hour long, isn't it? Just kidding.
I remember that learning in the school of government, I can get up and leave.
Yeah, that's right. Well, with that, I think it brings us to the close, and I think maybe one of these gentlemen may want to make a motion.
Make a motion to end this term, sir.
All right.
And this
have a motion to
meeting.
adjourn,
Second.
and a second. Any question or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Thank y'all. Doris Kearns Goodman. She's great.
Oh, my goodness, she was amazing. That was her
One of
keynote.
these days we'll be able to go back